Good afternoon, Tina and Camila. Thanks for allowing us to do this interview about Camila pregnancy. We're very excited about Camila pregnancy, and we want to know more about it. And Tina, we are aware you are very successful in delivering a baby in a natural manner for many years.
Yeah.
So can you provide us some of a little bit information about your background and experience?
Thank you. I've been delivering babies for a long time, and I studied emergency medicine and wilderness medicine and search and rescue. But my midwifery studies were with lay midwives, other midwives who practice natural childbirth. And what we were looking for and what came out of my studies with natural midwives was, and not medically oriented nurse midwives, was a confidence in women, all women, to bear their children and to have their children at home in a safe and healthy fashion. And so my midwifery background differs greatly from a medical background. In most instances, the hardest part of a childbirth for any new mom is to avoid medical interference and to gain the confidence in their own bodies and their own abilities to birth their own children in their own homes. And many young couples' first babies have to really consider that a lot.
What are the few benefits, in your opinion, for natural childbirth?
I feel like there's a lot of medical benefits. The maxillofacial development, babies that pass through the birth control, sometimes in a prolonged manner, gain a developmental stimulation. From the crown of their head to the bottom of their feet, the passage through the birth canal is a tremendous benefit to the lifelong health of the child. Anything that impedes or takes away from that process of natural birth and that passage through the birth canal damages the child, takes away from the full life experience of the child and the mother. This is a natural process. This is what women's bodies are organically designed to do. And so when you take away that organic experience and you use strong medical procedures, you go in to cut a woman on her abdomen for cesarean, on her vagina for episiotomy,
Epidural.
all kinds of medications that impede the first days of baby's nursing and getting good quantities of colostrum. The idea of midwifery and natural childbirth is literally to allow nature to take its course. And so my background is one of great patience and tremendous confidence in every woman's ability to birth naturally.
That's great. And we'd like to know, are you aware that Camila is a breatharian?
Yes, I've been aware of that since long before she got pregnant.
What do you think about that when she's pregnant?
Well, I knew that they would have a child for some time, so this was an expected thing for me. I knew, I think, before they knew. They're so wonderful, they should have lots of children. I did have concerns. Initially, I was concerned on just laboratory work, what her iron levels would be, hematocrit, hemoglobin. And initially, I did insist that we do a laboratory exam to just fill my blanks in on how her nutrition is. I was extremely happy that I can honestly say in all of the pregnant women I've attended in all these years, no one ever had better blood work. She's excellent health. She has great stores of iron and energy. Her blood counts are perfect, and on the high end of perfect. So it's a really nice and reassuring thing to me to know, well, and I know from their general health and activity levels that physically they're just fine. And so I wasn't too concerned, but I did do the checks, and I did follow the medical control standard, and she's extremely healthy. So that was my only concern.
So the health conditions about the mother and the baby, and you both are perfect in your...
I feel really comfortable and happy with Camila's pregnancy. I feel like she treats her body well, and that she recognizes it doesn't necessarily include food, or it includes just using what her body needs. And she is in touch with herself enough and understanding of her own processes to know what she needs. And so Camila and Ricardo being breatharian is just an ongoing process for me of instilling total confidence in every woman to have a natural childbirth and to know what their bodies need. And Camila has that in great quantity.
That's so great to hear. Now, well, can you please explain to us the water birth process and Camila's suitability of the with the process?
Most women are suitable, are able to have water births. Some women immerse themselves in a tub of warm water, body temperature, a little warmer water, and we use grapefruit seed extract to purify the water. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes we use what's the silver? The water with silver in it, colloidal silver. Sometimes we use colloidal silver, one or the other, to sterilize and make clean the water. And a woman goes into the water, and in the water we find that women have more of a floating sensation, and for some reason, comfort level in the water is tremendously higher. Women in water, their bodies floating, it takes the stress off of the entire rest of the body in the birth process. So contractions are more just waves in the water. It doesn't come on so quickly. Comfort position, depending on the size of your tub, you can lay on your side, lay on your stomach, you can float on your stomach. Many women in their pregnancies don't have many opportunities in late pregnancy to do anything on their stomach. They're upright, yes, or laying down, mm-hmm, but not on the stomach. And so being in the water and being able to have the abdomen floating freely and not putting that pressure on the rest of the body really helps in the birthing process. Some women get in the water and don't like it. Some women just get in it and at late pregnancy, late labor, and they're like, oh, get me out of here. And some women who said, I will never get in a bathtub while I'm in labor, are like, please let me take a bath. And so it depends on each woman. Camila is completely suitable to that. I mean, pushing in the water, especially in first births, much easier, much calmer. Woman just has a lot less stress on her physical body, and so that's nice. But
would it shorten the labor process?
Does seem to. It especially seems to shorten the pushing process. And so in late labor and transition and the end of labor pushing, I find that pushing is much quicker, much easier in the water. Women, your body relaxes in the water. And so you really just cannot be tense. And with the relaxed body is the relaxed birth. It's a really neat process when the baby comes out too. We have the baby, first the little head comes out, and then there's a little turn of the shoulders, and the rest of the body sort of just swims out. All I have to do really is to support the head, and then we swim him up onto mommy's belly and bringing his face out of the water, doing a little bit of suctioning. Often in the water birth, the father...
Do you hit the baby?
Never.
Like all the doctor did?
No, never. Rubbing and massage. They need contact, but they don't need hitting. They're born with all this white creamy stuff. You massage the white creamy stuff into them. You give them that vernix, the first cream on their body. When you massage it into the baby, it stimulates them to breathe.
They say the heating makes the baby breathe. Is that...
Babies breathe anyway. Mm-hmm. It's like, I've never hit a baby. Babies breathe anyway. If you tickle the bottom of a newborn baby's foot, they'll breathe.
Interesting.
Softly. But if you rub the baby, all the cream that they're born with, if you rub that into their skin, they'll breathe as well.
Yeah.
I often have fathers that will put their faces and just gently suck out whatever mucus they have for getting the water out, spit it out, and the baby breathes the first breaths with the father. And I like that process with the water birth.
That's so interesting. Thanks. Thanks for sharing all this information with us. And so, are you excited about the water birth, Camila?
Of course, I'm so excited, and I'm excited to have Tina help me, and I think it's going to be great.